My dudes, today we are here to talk about Zenless Zone Zero's recent changes in regards to the future updates, including 1.1, 1.2, and so on, which I gotta say this, the fact that Zenless Zone Zero is already coming up with optimizations for future updates and letting us know about it is way better communication than we've gotten in other Hoyoverse games, including Honkai Star Rail. Not to say that Honkai Star Rail doesn't communicate with us, but this is huge. This is like a roadmap of all the stuff that's coming to Zenless Zone Zero in the future updates, and I really dig that. A lot of great things, and the community has responded in kind with saying these changes are huge. So we're going to be talking about that today. Before we get into that, make sure to check out my sponsor today, GamerSupps. Use code TYSTER for 10% off, and tell me down below if you're drinking GamerSupps, what flavor you're drinking. Today I got 2 scoops of lemonade with a scoop of pear, and it's a very weird, well, I've never had pear lemonade before, but it's pretty good. Or at least GamerSupps pear lemonade is pretty good. I don't even know if you can make pear well, you probably can, but the consistency, we're not going to argue that right now. We're not talking about that. Let's talk about everything coming to Zenless Zone Zero and these optimizations. So, one thing that I didn't notice at first, or at least, well, not really notice, but they kind of gave like a little bit of stuff with the TVs right now in the first couple paragraphs. Throughout your journey, we have just realized how many areas in the game need further refinement and optimization. We have received invaluable feedback from you, such as improving the connection between the HDD TV and the combat experience, offering more diverse and challenging combat options, and optimizing some repetitive exploration experiences. So to be honest, I didn't pay attention to that paragraph at first, but you could tell that they're exactly addressing what a lot of people are talking about. And even my community that has been in Zenless Zone Zero, for me, playing closed beta test 2, seeing the amount of TV time, I guess in the sense is the best way to call it, decrease was big for me. But a lot of people still had a lot of issues with the TV time that we had. It is still a lot, but it's not as much as what we used to have. So for me, I was able to let it slide. But they're going to talk about it a little bit later as well. But let's first dive into version 1.1's massive updates, right? By the way, if you haven't done so already, check me out on Twitter at TaiSuDaisetsu. I'm just saying, shameless plug. I don't care. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So the first one that we want to talk about, in terms of narrative experience, in the latest story missions of version 1.1 for the first time, you will be able to interact with new Eridu's neighborhoods and fight through levels to advance the story's progress from the perspective of the mission's protagonist. Now, what exactly is this meaning? This means that you are going to operate the character that you're using for that mission in the overworld. To me, like, it sounds like we're going to be able to interchange characters in the overworld and run around as the character that we want to be. Now, it's not specifically saying like change to any character, but I think that opens up a lot of avenues for later on to change it to that. Or it could just mean that we could change it to any character that we want for these missions or overworld. But it has to be done through the team section. So, or at least that's how it looks to me. So I'm stoked on that if that's the case, because I would love to run around as Ellen Joe. I would love to run around as Nicole instead of Belle. No offense to Belle. She's adorable. But Nicole's hot. And I want to watch Nicole run around, right? I want to watch Ellen run around. Now, here's the big one. And the reason why I say this is the big one is because I had to really research into this to fully understand what the player's gripes was before. And looking at it and fully understanding it, because I'm not exactly the smartest man. I'll say it out loud. I'm not afraid to say that I'm dumb as shit. But after researching it and fully understanding what they mean, I put it towards my experience with the game, and they'd be like, oh, yeah, I could see how that'd get annoying. Let's talk about it. A button for manual chain attack mode will be added to the squad lineup interface before entering combat. In this mode, after stunning an enemy, your actions will not trigger other agents' chain attacks, and additionally, a cancel chain attack combo function will be added to the combat, allowing you to choose whether to use the manual chain attack mode according to your preferences. Now, what does this mean? Well, my friends, this means that if, let's say, you're in a combo like with Ellen Joe, and you're ultimate comes up and you're ready to use it, you're like, oh shoot, I'm about ready to use it, before the chain attacks would appear. And you'd be like, oh, I'm in slow-mo, I have to switch attack. And then afterwards, you'd be able to use your ultimate, right? Now, the reason why this is important is that when you get your ultimate, you want to use it and start building up again, especially in boss fights or, you know, in like Shinya defense and stuff like that. So this right here is huge because of the fact that you're going to be able to cancel out of the manual thing. Like, let's say you're in Ellenjo and you want to use that ultimate and then go back and build up the combo again. Now, I don't know if this means that, you know, you're not able to do the combo, or you get what I mean. Like, you're not able to do the chain attack afterwards. So let's say you stun the enemy, which is what happens, and you cancel out of it to use your ultimate. Does that mean you can't use the chain attack afterwards? I don't know. And I don't want to say that yes, it is, or no, it isn't. I would assume that with this, you'd be able to use your chain attack afterwards, if you so choose, which chain attacks are really, really good. They do actually like do a lot of damage, at least in succession. It's very fast paced. So it's not saying that chain attacks are bad in this one. It's just that if you have your ultimate, you want to use your ultimate first so that you could start building your chain attack again later. So I think that's really, really good in general. If I'm even still slightly wrong about what that means, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm trying to fully understand things, because I really want to give Zenless Zone Zero a chance and fully understand how the game works for even the hardcore player base. So, but let's go ahead and talk about the rest of the optimizations. In terms of combat, we have added a series of challenging combat missions and game modes that will be continuously updated. All proxies are welcome to try them out in the new version. That's really good. More combat missions, Pog. In Shinya defense, we have improved the display of enemies' attribute resistance, making it easier for you to select suitable agents for each challenge. Now, the reason why that's big is that Shinya defense is basically one of the end game content, right? And it's the one that everybody wants to talk about because Shinya defense is fun, right? Now, it can be tough if you don't realize what attribute you need to use to like do the most damage against those enemies. So really good, really good. I do dig that because at the end of the day, being able to beat end game mode a little bit easier is always going to be a lot more fun for me, because I'm not going to be able to like build every character as fast as everybody else. Like, my characters still don't have the records or relics as they call them in other games. They don't have them. I'm working at my own pace with Zenless Zone Zero and enjoying it. I might be losing out on a little bit of the currency, but it is what it is. But I digress. After unlocking a new agent, the Internaut avatar of that agent will be automatically unlocked. And now you can select your favorite agent as your Internaut avatar. What does that mean? Well, I think that means that in the main screen, if I'm correct, the main screen, you're able to change your character right out the gate. Otherwise, I think before, like, you had to do certain things to unlock it. I don't know. That one I didn't fully understand, but maybe somebody in the comments can let me know. But I believe it's talking about your main screen, like when you go in and you see Belle just going like, you know, on her phone, just, you know, that type of stuff. I don't know. I could be wrong. Number 6, the battle menu interface on mobile devices will allow you to customize certain UI buttons within a preset plan, so you could choose the controls that best suit your playstyle. This doesn't affect me, but mobile players, this is a huge win for you. Now, on to 1.2. 1.2, for completed story missions and exploration commissions with uncollected rewards, we will be adding a fairy assistance feature, temporary name. Once you meet certain requirements, you can hand over these missions to Fairy and receive all the uncollected commission rewards after a set period of time. My guess, I honestly, I don't know. Like, for me, I'm a crazy person. I need to collect all my stuff right away. But I don't know. Maybe that's another one for me. Let me know in the comments down below. What has been the big issue with that? At least for me. I don't know. I've been able to collect all my stuff, so maybe I'm crazy. While While exploring the monitor array, the automatic accelerated playback, when enabled, will not be interrupted by other events. Additionally, the animation playback speed for some events will be increased, providing a smoother gaming experience. Pog, dig it. A preset lineup feature will be added. You will also be able to choose whether to include Bang Boo in your lineup for battle commissions. The lineup control before the Shinyu defense will also be optimized. See, I like that because I've noticed that you have to choose in every single section your team. You have to you can't preset it like other games have. So for me, I dig that because again, it's very minuscule, right? It's very minuscule compared to other stuff. Like this isn't something that's like, holy crap, this changes everything about the game. But this is like a very small optimization that I really like, right? Number 4, the entrance location of agent training will be adjusted and repeated combat stages will be added, making it easier to access training and familiarize yourself with the agent's specific controls. Bog, dig it. After reaching a certain internet level, a feature that allows you to freely change the time will be unlocked, making it more convenient for you to adjust the in-game time. Thank you! Because for me, I was getting mad at the fact that I had to go into something like, you know, a mission or whatever to make the time progress a quarter of the day. This should have been a thing right from the get-go, in my personal opinion, but I like the fact that they're at least addressing it because, yeah, this definitely was needed. Based on your feedback, we have optimized the background brightness in some commissions. Fog, I'm blind AF, so I would love for them to keep on doing that. And then optimizations going into later parts of the game. Currently, you can only control Weiss or Bella the City instead of other agents you have obtained. In the special program live streams of later versions, we will announce the current progress and future plans. Please stay tuned. Okay, so maybe what I was seeing before with this, it's only for like certain missions and stuff like that, right? So maybe I should have read that later section. But this is what they're talking about in regards to being able to use other characters in the overworld that you want. So I like that. I think, again, that's a really big change because a lot of people want to play around with the characters in the overworld that they obtained. I don't only want to operate Elle and Joe in a mission. I want to operate Elle and Joe everywhere I go because, yeah, I love Elle and Joe. We will be continuously improving the models of some avatars to provide proxies with an improved visual experience. Okay, so model improvements, I dig that. And we will continue to optimize the interface interaction experience and combat interface UI. All proxies are welcome to explore the game further and let us know your suggestions. Now, this is a big W. As Mr. Poke would say, the devs listened, right? The devs did listen. The devs actually care about this game, and that's what I like. I am so happy with the current, when I say aura, no. I'm so happy with the current atmosphere of gacha developers loving their gacha game and paying attention to what the community is asking of them. Reason being, and I say it almost every video now, Genshin has a hard time doing that. Now, Genshin has made some improvements, and I'm hoping that Natlan has a lot of other stuff as well. But you cannot deny, right, that this is a huge win for Zenless Zone Zero players. This is a huge win for the Zenless Zone Zero dev team because now you're in the good graces of the community. Everyone is happy with how you're treating the game. Keep that up. Now, give me about 300 extra summons for Jane Doe. That'd be great, right? But yes, this is a huge win of a thing. The only gripe that I have with this, right? Why is it like this? This is my only gripe with this whole thing. Why couldn't you just make it a Hoyo Labs thing to where it's separated and neatly made? This I don't like, but I'll let it slide because a lot of the stuff in this is really, really good. Let me know what your favorite optimization is from this list and tell me in the comments down below. That's gonna be it, you guys. Love you, and we will see you in the next episode. We will see you in the next video. Please take care and be safe.